got to understand the dysfunction of human beings, and this dysfunction isn't something that's developed overnight, and it can be corrected overnight with the correction of technology. And then because okay, in the beginning there was a word, right? Is what it says in the Bible, and what they're talking about is words. Okay, when communicating, okay, one must communicate properly in order to properly reflect and honor the gift of life. Right? And so it's very important that when you say things, that you do think that was a dirty hit on the back of that receiver there on that thing. Yeah, they do it on purpose. Yeah, I know they do. I used to play sports. I quit playing because they were dirty. I'm a person that, if I have to do something dirty to try to win, I won't do it. I'll just try harder on the next play to make a legal play and intercept it or knock it down or something like that. But if there's dirty, and my teammates, I get infuriated. Okay. When they do something dirty to try to win the game, it's just a fucking game, right? Used to just infuriate me. Makes me want to, it makes you real grumpy. And, because if you're on the same team, it means you work every day with each other and you represent the same values, same traditions and stuff. So when someone else, like Incrediboy, Buddy, he's not affiliated with me, right? Okay. I'm Syndrome, right? And so you guys got to understand that, when I'm sitting there watching stuff on TV, I watch some of 60 Minutes, right? And the one gentleman sits there and says, this is the biggest mass murder in the history of the United States. It's like, so what was the Civil War to you, an outdoor picnic? Just because a bunch of people agree to murder each other and call it a civil war doesn't mean it wasn't the biggest mass murder in the history of the United States. Okay, so what was Gettysburg to you? Okay, so which was a lot more people than it died on that propaganda event that they did in New York and just outside the Pentagon. And what else? Okay, one didn't make it. Okay, and then one landed outside the Pentagon. The other ones hit the towers in New York. That was just to make the people that economically performed genocidal operations look like they were victims because of these horrible terrorists that we've got to save the world from. Okay. And they invent their own enemies so they can be heroes. Okay. If you deny the Lord's Prayer, you're going to invent your own enemies so you can be heroes. And if you live the Lord's Prayer and teach it and understand it and apply it worldwide, okay, there's not going to be a lot of opportunities, okay, for human trafficking, for sex trafficking through children and things like that. So that's going to be very difficult to do. Okay. And and destruction of environment and species, if you build to last and don't put people into extortion, exploitation, and irrational human activities that are, self-destructive and violent. Like they had the thing on the news tonight on the David Muir thing with the young lady on it. So they're talking about how excited this lady's sitting there. It's like, it reminded me of that thing about Judo Krishnamurti with the rich guy with the gold in the cabinets. They had this woman sitting there getting emotionally and excited because she's going to become a lawyer who argues rules of engagement or genocide through philanthropy. And her kids are all excited with her, and they're excited, and she's crying, and she's happy and elated because she's going to get to go into rooms and litigate and dictate and legislate and argue linguistics over idolatry and usury that they've changed it to philanthropy. And she's excited. Okay. And in the meantime, I'm sitting here anonymously in Las Cruces, posting on YouTube, let's live the Lord's Prayer now, so that woman can love her children and be loved by her children. Okay? And stop. And you sit there and you'll have these people talking about, oh, it's so great. They found these remains of all these people that died. Most of them were stockbrokers. The people that are the bad guys on the movie Hustlers. Okay. And most of them are stockbrokers or have a job from stockbrokers and don't think that the people they're working for are the biggest mass murderers in the history of the world. Okay. They have no clue what's going on. Okay. It's propaganda, promoted by more propaganda, most likely from what I can conceive by the behaviors of Donald Trump and Elon Musk, is that it's on some kind of an algorithm through super and quantum computing plugged into the planet that has certain activities and numbers that are acceptable to the programming of the technology or the coding to the technology that they think are part of natural selection and natural activities between species on the planet. So they have a certain kind of activity thing they can do. And I'm with them as far as those big, gigantic Martin Heinrich, Dune, Star Wars, power plant things. They're just as bad as Elephant Butte. Okay. They're disasters to the ecosystem. Okay. If you do something like that, you do it in small, manageable pockets so it doesn't have radical physical effects on the ecosystem like a dam. Okay. So you have to do things in accordance to need. Share, care, give in accordance to need, built to last. You don't build a big turbine fan thing to provide lots of money for billionaires. You build them and put them near domiciles, and they provide energy for them, and then they can outsource a lot of it too, because in this area we get a lot of wind, and even when we radically change our activities and the weather patterns become more healthy, we're still going to have a lot of sunlight for solar panels attached to people's domiciles and taking out of our pocket, eliminating a lot of our freeways and parking lots, and the wind turbines and stuff too. The wind. So it's the nice thing about the living Word, the Messiah. Okay, is that he's eternally faithful and he's connected in spirit to other people that are eternally faithful, and he can correct linguistics and actions errors. And he can do it pretty much all by himself. So he can sit here on this Samsung Galaxy 10 phone on this old torn up leather couch that Zeke tore up with two pillows. I had to put pillows in the bed. It's much more comfortable now. I put a down pillow and two other pillows in there. And now I can sit in it without going sinking to the floor almost. And my back's a little better. My back's starting to feel better sitting here. But not that anyone cares, like the skinny chick at the tattoo parlor on Big Bang Theory. But you're funny, I know. But híjola. But I sit there and I do not think that Elon Musk or Donald Trump are confident in any way, shape, or form. I think they're addicted to gambling and they're cocaine addict type people, the dopamine and adrenaline rushes that they get. And they just would, if I can't fuck her, nobody can fuck her. And that's the way they are. And there's no confidence in anything they're doing because they're not doing anything intelligent. They're not doing anything kind and faithful and loving. And so when you guys participate in their games, you're like when you go to UFC fights, that's like a bunch of people going and excited about mothers becoming prostitutes and teaching their children to be prostitutes so they can continue their cocaine habits. Okay, and anytime you invest in it, you participate in it, you vote in their elections, you're participating in the same activities. Now, you live the thoughts, words, and actions of the Lord's Prayer. It's very hard why would people want to get together to see two human beings beat the shit out of each other for other people's entertainment? So people that sell products and cars and prescription drugs on TV help people enable people to be comfortably numb if they can't compete. Even if they can compete, they get stem cell research and therapies and stuff like that to get back into the game, to race cars, to play golf all day, to bet on golf. Why children are mass murdered in other parts of the world and children are sexually abused and if they're vulnerable and people like to take advantage of vulnerable people, or they're a product of their sexual abuse and becomes softcore, hardcore porn stars. So it's absolutely hideous. I'll load this one up. I'm going to get some sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. Trust me, I am superiorly intelligent to Jeffrey Hinton, Elon Musk, any of those people. Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they're not even in the ballpark. My pragmatic intelligence through faithful communications far exceeds their perceptions of trying to outmaneuver people to perform genocide using technology and money. Okay? I love you guys very much. I'm not arrogant. I'm just a good person. All right. Love you.